Hello there, everybody. Welcome on into today's video. Greatly appreciate taking time on your day, swing on over and checking us on out. I got Maisie here. We're back, baby.
I'm here.
We're here.
We're back.
We're back. Finally, we're picking this little side project that we started last year. Last video we checked, it was in July, so it's only been almost a full year since we've done this. It's wild.
It's really a year since we did this. You know what though? We just our friendship broke. That's what happened. We just did not like our rankings.
Over
we
this.
Quit.
Over this, friendships were destroyed in these because we tend to have some different opinions when it comes to top tier songs on the Twice albums. But yeah, no,
somehow I'm the one.
You're always the one that is like, what are you doing? And I'm like, well, here we are. This is it. This is what's happening.
And then it's like, what are you doing? It never works.
No, I think we've only been the same, maybe once or twice on here.
But when we are the same, it's arguably funnier because it's like we go from being completely opposite to being the same.
Yeah.
And I don't know where this happens.
Not a clue.
It's somehow it connects.
It's great. It's great. And the fact that we've been also talking about this for months now. We finally are doing it. We're like, hey, Twice has a new album, full album, both of our full album firsts as onces. Yeah. So we're like, hey, we need to pick this back up. We should try to see if we can finish this before the album is released. I don't know. We'll figure out. We might be able to.
We might. Or we might.
Well, it might be. It's probably gonna be later. Let's be real. But we're gonna
as much as we would like to say we're gonna be there on time, we're probably not.
Probably not. Not only that, it's our schedules are a little wild, especially with the time zones. So that's also the other thing.
It's very hard to make it work.
Yeah, but we're gonna be doing the Fancy You album. Now we're just gonna do one album today. We decided that just based off of how the rest of the albums go, is probably going to be best if we just did one recording for each of the upcoming albums, because a lot of them are long. Because we're getting into Eyes Wide Open between 1 and 2. We're getting into the bigger albums here coming up, and so we're just going to stick to a one album per recording type sesh. And then today, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do the good old Fancy You album, which is, how many songs on here? Six songs.
6. And arguably probably one of the hardest rankings. I feel like I say this every time we do this, but every time I check out a Twice album again, after so long, I forget how amazing of an album it is. So I'm always stuck.
I'm pretty sure I messaged you last night when I was re-looking at my rankings and literally said, gosh, why? I was like, why is the Fancy You album so good? Because I was like, what?
You cannot miss.
No, you can't miss. And this, actually, I will tell you a little tiny secret. This is the album that I did switch up when I re-listened to it. From my previous ranking back in July of last year, when I re-listened to it this time around, it did change.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah. And I don't know why, but when I was re-listening to it, I was like, oh man, this song hits. How can I have it this low? I'm like, wait.
What was I thinking?
What was I thinking? But do you want to go first? Do you want to kick us off with your number 6?
I mean, I feel like I should just rip off the Band-Aid, right?
Okay.
I should just rip it.
Should rip her off.
Okay, so for my number 6,
it
has to be Girls Like Us.
Okay.
Girls Like Us is my number 6. The reason it's in my number 6 is I love the messaging of the song. It's really cute. It's talking about, we all find our happiness even in the darkest moments. I really do find that really cute. However, there's nothing really in this song minus Mina's bridge, because I did put that in my notes. Mina's bridge always hits. They always do. But this song, compared to the rest of the album, doesn't have something that really sticks with me as hard as other songs, which is why it's at the bottom. Not because it's bad, just because out of all of them, it's the one for me that just didn't really stick to me the most. upon re-listening to it, which I did yesterday.
Yep.
So that's why for me it is on the bottom, but I have to make it clear because every time we do these videos, I feel like some people think when a song's at the bottom, I hate it. That's not the case.
So
it's simply this album is so good that one has to be at the bottom, and unfortunately Girls Like Us was the one that had to go to the bottom.
Yeah, I think, and we didn't preface this at the beginning because it has been a while since we have done this. These are not our like least hated. These are the ones that we don't repeat the most on a playlist. Like we between the two of us, we absolutely love Twice and like literally their entire discography. This is like, if I'm looking at this album, which song am I going to repeat the most and listen to over and over again versus one that I might skip once in a while, but I'm still going to listen to it when it hits, you know, or when I'm in the mood for it. That's how our rankings go. Just clear it up.
Yeah.
Just clear that up.
Just clear up. Don't want anyone coming at me with pitchforks in the comments.
Nothing.
That happened one time with one of my opinions.
Yeah, well,
and I don't want it to happen again.
That was actually pretty funny.
Don't justify my opinion. Don't justify that. Okay, that's rude. But yeah, no, that's why it goes like this at the bottom for me. Just because, again, compared to the rest of the album, for me, it's just not that standing out compared to the others. Minus the Mina Bridge.
Yeah.
Other than that, that's why that's at 6th place for me.
Well, interesting you say that because my 6 is also Girls Like Us.
There we go.
There it is. There it is. Here we start off. I have similar feelings to you. For when I re-listened to this entire album, that was the one song that didn't have something that made me want to immediately go back and re-listen to it. The Mina Bridge, obviously, it's Mina. Like, the bridge is wild. But I did like the Jump Chang rap in here, too. But it really did not have... though, especially during the chorus where like the harmony vocals, it didn't hit as hard as some of the other choruses. And I think that's why I kind of put it a little lower, even though their harmony is so damn good in this song. Like, it really sounds so nice. And there was a nice like cohesion with all of their vocals. It doesn't hit to that level where another song, I would put it above another song to like repeat over and over again.
Right, exactly.
So I totally get where you're going.
Yeah, because it's like you said, the harmonies in the song are so good.
Yep.
But when you know Twice have done way better before, it makes you look at it and go, it's good. It sounds great.
Yeah.
But I know they can do it better, and they have within the same album too, no less.
Right.
So,
exactly.
Again. So like that's what makes it. Because it's just like, you know, again, I think the song I like more the messaging of it, because again, it's talking about like the girls having each other's backs, or just everybody having each other's backs, you know, whenever you have like this sort of fear going on. This is from the English translation, by the way, so maybe some of my words I will be wrong, because obviously English translations aren't always correct. But the overall gist of the song is about like, you know, at the end of the day, as long as we have each other, we can find this happiness together. And I do love when Twice does stuff like that, because it's just, it's cute, it's wholesome, it's sweet. It's just the actual song in itself is just, it doesn't like stick to me compared to the rest. No, I'm glad you think the same way.
I totally get it. Like, and there's some great pieces. Like, there's like the whistle in the song that opens it up, and then you have like Nyan and Gio with their like low registers coming in, which is so nice when they kind of flex that like lower. Sana has a fantastic vocal in here, and it's actually probably one of my favorite vocals on this album. But just the overall production of the song, I feel as though there's other songs on this album that make me want to re-listen to it more because of the production value of it. It just seems like there's not a whole lot in my brain to really kind of like buzz, like being like, I need to re-listen to this right now. I don't know if that's how you feel too.
No, that's literally it for me. It's just like, again, this album, like y'all, if you know the album, you know, if you try to rank it, it's not easy.
It's hard.
So it's like, because I'm looking at my notes, because I have my phone down here, like my notes and stuff, and even looking at it, I'm like, oh, but it is good, but so is this, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, unfortunately, one song had to go in the bottom, and coincidentally, we both thought the same thing.
You
Also,
did.
another clarification for the people who may be watching this video first in this series, we don't know each other's rankings.
Nope. We go
We
in
go
blind.
in blind. We don't tell each other anything. We might give each other like little like teasers or like hints of stuff, but other than that, we genuinely just don't know. So when you see us be surprised, that's genuine.
Like,
It's not like we didn't know this.
or get upset.
Or get upset.
Because that probably, I guarantee there is something coming up that one of us will probably be like, are you kidding me right now? Like, are you kidding me? You
I think
ranked
that might
this song?
be my next choice, to be honest.
Okay. All right. What is your next choice? What's your number 5?
My number 5, and this kills me, but it's stuck in my head. That is my number 5.
Okay.
But let me tell you, first of all, my first thing I thought was Badass Twice, I Miss You So Bad with the crying emoji. But this is one of those songs where I absolutely love the chorus, especially with Mina and Nyan. I don't know which chorus it is, but there's a point where they sing the chorus like individually, but then they put both their voices together at the end of it.
Yeah, I know exactly which
their
one.
voices go so well together, like they just fit so well. But the problem I have with the song being a 5 is because I don't know if you've seen it, but I've seen like the concert version where it's more rock sounding.
Yes.
And I prefer that version so much more because it just sounds so much like production wise, it just sounds better to me. So that's just like a personal me problem where it's like, oh, I've heard a different version of it.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love that one.
Yeah.
Compared to the actual version. So that's the only reason why I have it there. But also, rare Jungyeon high note that happens, which I absolutely love because Jungyeon doesn't get to do high notes often. I know she's started to do them more lately, which makes me really happy to see. But it's very rare that it happens. But when she did it, she ate it up. She did so well with it. But again, for me, it's like I've heard the version they did at concerts, and that version's just like superior to me in my brain. So for me, that's why I put it so low, because I literally love the song. Like I don't like there's nothing wrong with it. It's just I know there's a version that I like even more. And because we're not talking about that version, I can't consider it.
Correct.
So that's why that's a number 5 for me.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. Like the rock version, I've seen clips, especially when I was doing like my Twice deep dive. That was one that like people recommended for me to watch. They're like, you have to watch this version because I love that little rocky beat.
I think if I'm correct, it was from the Twice Lights tour.
I think so. I think so.
That's how you know I've watched this so many times. But like, no, that version of it, it's so good. And that's what plays a lot into why, like, when I hear the instrumental, I kind of expect things from like that version that don't happen.
Yeah.
But it's so good.
Yeah.
Which is why, again, I put it at 5, because it's not like Girls Like Us where I'm like, oh, there's nothing that stands out to me.
Yeah.
Because there is stuff that stands out to me, again, like Jungyeon's high note, Mina and Nyan's harmonies together. Like, there's a lot of moments.
Yeah.
It's just not the rock version. Yeah. That's the only reason why it's a 5 for me.
Yeah. Interesting you say that, because my number 5 is also stuck in my head.
Oh no.
If we have the same ranking on this album, this is going to be fantastic. This might be the first time that we have the same ranking on this album. We're doing great. Okay, so I agree with you. I do prefer the rock version, and I have heard that version multiple times. So I think I'm also in that same little boat. I wish we had that. There's some great things in this song, and that's why you know what? These are the 2 songs that I originally had flipped. I actually had stuck in my I had stuck in my head 6 and then Girls Like Us 5th. But on the re-listen, this is where I was like, my ranking changed a little bit, because when I re-listened to Stuck in My Head, and there is like this one little part with Mina in there, it sounds so good when she like does those little vocal inflections on the poker, I think it's like the poker face line. It sounds amazing. And then in my head, I just think of the rock version. And Chaeyoung literally has one of my favorite raps on the album in this song. I love her rapping it. She eats it up. Like literally it's so good. And I was like, I can't have this. I can't have this 6. I was like, it has to move up at least to 5th.
Disrespectful.
I was like, I can't. And they have amazing production with the vocal layering. There's some great vocal layering in here. There's like some awesome underlining vocals on the outro that you can hear. It just is an overall just a well-built song. And I was like, production-wise, I like re-listening to that song now over Girls Like Us. And that's why I moved it up.
Yeah, because again, if that rock version never existed, I promise you that song would be higher in my ranking.
Oh, 1000%.
I promise you it would have been higher in my ranking. But because I know that version exists in the world, it's like, damn, that is what I feel like the song should have been, or could have been even, not should have been, but like if this song came out and it sounded like the way it does in the concert, I would have loved it 10 times more than I do.
Yep.
Because again, it somehow makes it more high energy too, like the rock version. Like the song's already, you know, pretty high energy as is.
Yep.
But I think with it having the rock elements to it, it just fits better. It makes it so much better. But again, that's
especially that stuck in my head like verses that they do, and then you have that rock beat in there. That's all I can think of when I hear it. It's like when like the guitar, like the electric guitar hitting in with the drums when they're like singing the Stuck in My Head, and so that's why I was like, oh. But yeah, it actually, I mean, the song is really good, so I can't have it 6. So Girls Like Us has to move down. Sorry.
Sorry.
But, yeah. So yeah, that was the what I was talking about earlier. That is what changed right there. Was that flip. Everything else stayed the same. It was just 5th and 6th switched for me. So I'm now very intrigued on what your number 4 is.
Okay, so number 4 for me is actually Turn It Up. That's what number 4 is for me.
Okay.
Turn It Up. I'm obsessed so much with the guitar and bass usage in this song. It is probably just, it is so fun. But there's a certain line in particular that I'm obsessed with. And I don't know if it's because, I don't know if you've seen the choreography, but it's the line that mirrors with Fantasy. Yes. And the beat kind of goes like, duh, duh, duh. I always picture the choreography. I believe it's with Mina and Sana. Where at that part, Mina does kind of like a body roll thing, and Sana like is onto the side, and she like pushing her. I think that is what comes in my head anytime I hear that part of the song. Yep. And it's something that just brain tickles. It tickles my brain to the max. But I also love a good bridge with all the members singing involved.
Yes. Yep.
Because one thing I feel like Twice was very known for was a lot of moments where they all sang together or chanted together, which this album does a lot of that. It does a lot of the singing and chanting with each other. And I just think the build up to the last chorus too is so nice. I feel like I love when songs, when they do one more chorus before the chorus, they do a different bit, like instrumental, that then leads into like the final. Yeah, I love when they do that because it gives it that, it's not too repetitive, it's not too like, oh, we're just, you know, resampling the same sound for the last 2 times. I just really like that. So for me, that's why that song is at number 4, because the instrumental is just is so good.
The instrumental is fantastic, and that's also why I have it at number 4.
You're joking.
I'm not joking. I have a number 4, and in big bold letters, I said that funk bass beat! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! Exclamation point!
Oh my god!
Yeah, I literally. Yeah, that is number 4 for me as well. So there's a couple of things I completely agree with you, like on here, but there is like the Dub Chang rap is so good. I do
have that written down as well.
Like, enough said. Just that's all you have to say. It is just so good. And Dion like really has one of my favorite raps on this like album, just period, in this song. the way that her rap cadence is and her flow, it's delicious. And then we just get a little bit of a taste of like a Momo rap like right afterwards, and it's just like a little bit there, and you're just like,
I actually have in my notes. I forgot to say, but I have in my notes where I put, Momo, please rap some more.
Yeah, like literally. I was like, I just need it. I like it just a little bit more. And there's like a great like high note from Nayeon in there with like Jungyoung coming in and with like some great layering. Just overall production of the song, instrumental of the song slaps. Like I absolutely love that little like funk bass beat, like that bass guitar in here. Just sounds so good. And I completely agree with you that so like good. It's catchy, and then you just think of the choreo. So I get you on the choreo part.
Like, again. Yeah. Like, if y'all know, you know what choreography part I'm talking about exactly, because I'm pretty sure that clip went everywhere on Twitter, TikTok, wherever. Because I kept seeing it. Not that I'm complaining. Obviously, I'm not going to complain about that.
No.
But, like, that is what I think about. But I just love the way the beat goes with Mina's voice. Because her voice goes along with the beat too.
Yep.
I just find that's so much fun. I just think that's so much fun.
Yeah, and then Che has like some like these nice like little drawn out notes too. I think it was like on Moon and Soon. Like those notes, you just can't help but sing along. Like literally, I find myself just like singing along to them, and I was like, "This is way too good. This is way too good."
Literally.
Yeah. But I agree with you. That's why it's number 4 for me as well. This is wild. We only have 3 songs left.
Now we're 3 for 3.
We're 3 for 3. I don't think we're gonna have the same top 3.
I don't think so. Oh, I don't know.
I don't know now though.
I don't know either.
Okay, what's your number 3 then?
My number 3 is Hot. That is my number 3. The beat drop into the chorus with the trumpets is so fun. I love instrumentals that have trumpets in it, because I feel like that's so uncommon to happen. So when it does, it automatically clicks to me all the time, because it's so much fun. But there's a melody part that Momo has in this song that is probably one of my favorite vocal moments from her that I absolutely love. I don't know what it is about it. I don't know if it's just the way she sounds, her vocal tone. I don't know what it is. But when I was re-listening to the song, I went back and played just that Momo part like 5 times before I moved on, because I just could not get over it. I just could not. Also, Mina, Nayeon, and Geo Bridge.
It's so good.
Like, blessed. We are so blessed. And also, I just love, my favorite thing about Hot 2 is the way Geo's high note blends into the beat at the end. You know, where it kind of like, it cuts out into the beat.
Yep.
And then we do that with Nayeon as well. I just think it's such a creative way production-wise of how to do it. I know some people don't like stuff when like high notes get taken like that, but I just personally thought the way they did it was so clever. Also, not to mention how all the members say "hot baby."
Yes,
I'm gonna be real. Yeah. The way they all say that, outrageous.
It should be illegal.
I think it's I think it's Chaeyoung that has like the most sort of like sass when she says it.
You're like, please no.
And it's like, girl, please give me some grace. Come on.
Yeah. Interesting.
Well, yeah, for me, that's why that's it. Number 3.
Number 3. All right. Well, we derail here. This is where we.
Okay.
This is where we go off.
Me.
This is where we go off. My number 3. Could be a hot take. It's actually Fancy. For me.
Ooh, okay.
First off, I love the beat. The beat. There's some great instrumental. You know, like the beat is going to be a bop right off from the start. I love Mina opening up the song with like her lower tone, like just a little bit of a lower tone at the beginning. Really, really nice. Then Jungyoung just shines through her entire first verses. But for me, I feel like there's other songs on here that catch my like attention a little bit more. But we do have some great, of course, Dubchang rap. Amazing. You have the bridge with Mina with the higher note. Then you have So I think it's like, no, it's Sana coming in. She has like this mid range, and then you go back up into like the high range with Nyan to close it out. So you kind of like do this like kind of like weird like kind of loop with the like bridge where you go into like high register or like a mid register and then back up to the high. I think that's really nice. I love when they play around with that type of stuff. And then Gio's high note after the bridge is wild. Like I have it in bold letters. I'm just like Gio's high note after the bridge, exclamation point, exclamation point. It's really good. It's overall just a nice, complete song. I just feel like my top 1 and 2, I listen to a little bit more than I do Fancy. And that's why I have it at number 3.
I don't think that's a hot take. I think if you put Fancy near the bottom, now that would be a hot take.
Yeah, that would be a hot take.
That would have been crazy. If you came into this album ranking and went, so Fancy's the last.
Fancy's number 6.
That would have been insane.
You'd have been like, Discord call, end.
And no more. Like, be like, that is an opinion. Yeah. Yes, that is an opinion.
Yeah, but it's the wrong one. Okay, here we go.
It's the wrong one. It's the wrong one. But now that we have derailed, my number 2 is Strawberry.
Okay.
Number 2, Strawberry went from being... Strawberry went everywhere.
Yes.
Strawberry was in first, then she was in 4th, and then she was in 3rd, and then she ended up being in 2nd because I listened to the song again, and I realized how obsessed I am with this song. I realized how much I love it. But with Strawberry, I just love the way Cheung sings the word strawberry.
Oh, it's so good. So good.
I don't know what it is, but the way she sings it, I know she's not the only one that does it. I know the other members do, but it's just, I think it's Cheung's tone specifically that really like sticks in the forefront of my brain when I hear this song. But I also love that the lyrics, because I did like a quick translation for some of these songs, because I was like, I want to talk more about the lyrics, because I realized I've never really done that when we've done these rankings, and I am a big lyric person.
Yep.
But there's a line where it's something along the lines of like, my face has freckles just like a strawberry.
Yeah.
And I think that's such a cute line.
That is a very cute line.
It's so creative, because like, who would think, oh yeah, my freckles remind me of like a strawberry? Like, I mean, from what I remember, I think Cheung actually wrote this song too.
I think so.
I know members took part in writing for this album as a whole.
I'm pretty sure this was Cheung's song.
This was Cheung's.
Yeah.
Because she's got like the strawberry tattoos as well and everything. So it is Cheung. But I also just, how do you make a song about strawberries so flirty?
Yeah, I don't know.
How does one do that? Because like,
that's some talent.
It's the part. that is some skill. But I literally had write down, why I'm confused on how a song about strawberries is so flirty, but I'm here for it. Question mark, question mark. And then I go on to say that the layered harmonies in the song have to be one of my favorites too. Because I think what we were talking about where like girls like us have layered harmonies, they could do more. And by more, I mean like what Strawberry did, basically.
Yes.
For me, Strawberry really did well on like layering the harmonies. Because you also have Sana and Dahyun. I think it's in like the second verse of this song where their voices blend together, and it's so nice to hear them together. They fit so well together. And I actually put in my notes, I said they sound so sweet, in brackets, no pun intended. But I also love the last chorus instrumental, because it kind of cuts out for a bit and then they bring it back in again. Yes. And I just like the use of them doing that, because I feel like cutting it out and having it just being the member sing with like the guitar and like the finger snaps and then bring the beat back in. I just think that's really good. So overall, Strawberry's it's such a good song. It's so good. So for me, that's why it's number 2.
Nice. Well, we're back on track. We're back on track. This is where we bounce back. We bounce back here. I absolutely agree with you. Actually, this one went way back when I was first doing my rankings, because like I have a lot of these like ranked like last year, because we thought we were maybe going to be able to squeeze a video in or two. But I actually had Strawberry. I was flipping Strawberry from first to second, because the beat in this song is so clever. It is so clever. They have this like distorted that goes along with the guitar beat right
Yes.
off the bat. It it
Mm.
it grabs your attention just right straight there. Your opening song, no vocals, and then you have that. You're like, what is about to transpire in this song? And then it's just gloriousness the rest of the way. You have Jill opening the song with Sana's full like follow-ups. Fantastic. Love when that happens. Jungyoung has some great lines in here. I love the way that she sings. Like some of her inflections on some of her notes just sound so good. And she does it throughout the song. And there's like little bits and pieces when you're re-listening to it. They add this little vocal fry at the end of like their like last note. And it's with all of them.
Yeah.
There's something about it. And not a lot of groups or artists do that. The only one, like right off the top of my head that I can think of that like really stands out with doing that, Red Velvet, one of their songs, they have one, and that like literally there's a huge thing with the vocal fry in there, but it just sometimes just sounds so nice in a song. And they do it so well because you have to like really kind of listen for it. And it makes you want to re-listen to the song again because you're like, wait, did I just hear that right? Did like that just happen? And then you want to re-listen to it to see if like you're actually hearing it. And that's what a great song is. You want to like re-listen to it to see if you pick up on anything else. I agree with you on that little beat drop. Beat drop is great where you like drop in and it's a very like simple guitar and like that finger snap and their vocals can just kind of shine right through. That's so good. And then there's like a lot of Geo vocal runs underneath throughout the song.
I literally have that down as well.
Yeah, I love that. When I was like re-listening to it last night, I was like, "Oh, Gio, like she's over here just like flexing her little vocals underneath." It was so good, and they also just have some great vocal layering, throughout the entire song. And for me, that's why it is also number 2. So we're back on track just for that one song.
We're back on track, and then we're gonna completely dip
again
because my number 1 is Fancy.
Yeah.
Now, if you know me, this choice is not even like a shock whatsoever. But for me, the reason I put Fancy on top was, well, first of all, it's Fancy. Yeah. But also, I have such like a core memory with Fancy because for people who don't know the story, I find it kind of embarrassing, but I also find it funny, which is why I tell it. Fancy was the first ever Twice song I heard back in 2019.
Okay.
And I heard it through a game called Just Dance.
Oh, yeah.
That was my first time hearing the song. And I remember I was like, oh, this song's really fun. I'm going to put it on my playlist, but I'm not going to get back into K-pop because I used to be into it when I was in school, but I got bullied for it. So I like stopped because it was a whole thing. Yeah. But I was like, oh, I like this song, but I'm not going to get back into K-pop. You know, fast forward 2021. And then I start watching Twice content because it just randomly came up on my YouTube. And then that's when I clicked in my brain. I was like, oh my God, this is the same group that has that Fancy song that I was so obsessed with in like 2020. Like, that's crazy. So that song has such like a special memory for me, which is why it's a number 1. But also, I feel like when you say K-pop to people, this is one of those songs that people that don't even like or know K-pop think about. Like, it's such a staple with its instrumental. I mean, its instrumental has been so well known that people that don't even like know K-pop have used it for stuff before.
Yeah, no, agreed.
Like, people use it all the time. But the song also, I'm just so obsessed with the Che rap in the song. It's probably one of my favorites in a title track ever because it's such a good flow. It's decently enough long because this is like one of the things that people have been saying, including myself lately, with like Daeyeon and Jaehyung raps, is like they're not as long as they used to be anymore.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Granted, I know because it's like we're letting more members shine in different places, and that's why, which is totally fine. But I love this rap so much just because it's so fun too. It is so fun. And then I also put down the Geo, Haino, and ad-libs at the end. Are you kidding me?
So good.
Because what I love about Geo's Haino is I love that it goes into the her Haino goes into the beat. Like it kind of like soars into the beat, and I think that's so cool. And then even in the last chorus, you can still, if you listen properly, you can hear her just doing the craziest runs
Yeah,
in the
craziest
background.
runs. Yep.
Like, I was like, when I first heard Fancy, I never noticed that, but it was only like when I heard it again a couple years ago that I was like really listening. I think it was one of those videos actually where it's like hidden vocals, and I heard that, and I was like, holy shit! I was like, Gio is just going crazy in the background, and I had no idea she was doing all this stuff. But also, I also put Sana chocolate ice cream because of her line.
Her line there, yeah, it's so cute.
I find it so cute. But again, Fancy is just such a top tier song for me. And Twice's whole discography, not even just like title track specifically, just out of all the songs they've ever made, it's such a staple to me, which is why I have it at number 1. Because I just love it so much for so many different reasons.
Yeah. See, I listen, I completely agree with you. Putting Fancy third for me was very hard. It's just with Strawberry, and then of course for my number 1 is Hot. There's just something a little different in those songs that intrigued me to want to re-listen to it. Like I said, like with Strawberry, there's like a lot of those great vocal layerings underneath, and it makes me want to re-listen to see if I can pinpoint like who it is. They have like that vocal fry in there. But then with Hot, I love Mina opening up Hot. Like, it's so good with just like that kind of like distorted vocal / like finger snap. And then you have like Jungyoung following it up. And then Momo comes in, like kicking it off with the beat. And I completely agree with you. There's just something about her, like Momo's vocals in Hot, just makes you want to re-listen to it. Cause you're like, girl, where was this? Like, can we bring this in more? Like, this is so good. Well, like, what are you doing?
No, literally.
And it's just so catchy the way that she sings, like the woohoo part. I think that's what it is. There's just a lot in Hot, especially. There's a lot of catchy lyrics, and I find myself getting stuck in my head for like days. Like there's like the one part where Nayeon starts it off, and it's the hot, hot, hot woohoo like line, and then like all the other members, like that just gets like embedded into my brain for like a solid day. like I can't.
That's literally like me with Fancy, because with Fancy I even put down, it's one of those rare cases where not just the lyrics but the actual instrumental itself will just get stuck in my brain, and it's all I'll be like just making noises about for days. Because I'm just thinking of the chorus.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just so catchy.
And what you said about like the bridge, I literally wrote in here, Mina, Nayeon, Geo bridge in all caps, those airy vocals that transcend you to another plane of existence. Like literally it is so good with the three of them, and it goes in that order. Mina starts it off, then you go into Nayeon, then Geo like finishes it out. It's just fabulous. It is one of my little favorite bridges on this album, is the three of them doing that. It just sounds so nice with the song. And then you have, once again, Geo doing like this vocal run at the end, and then ends it with that like high note, and that literally pops it right up into like those instrumentals. It's delicious. It really is so good.
It's so good.
It's so good. And that's why I have Hot number 1 for me, is that there's just a lot of little bits and pieces in here that I just love re-listening to, because it's just so catchy. And the beat is also very catchy for my brain. It just buzzes in like the best way possible when it pops on, and I just want to keep on like re-listening to it. So that's it. That's my number 1. We did good.
It's so interesting that basically, other than Fancy and Hot, we would have actually been the exact same.
Yes, we would have.
Because that's literally the only difference, is that you have Fancy in third, and I have Fancy in first, and you have Hot in first, and I have Hot in third.
Yeah, everything else.
So that's actually really crazy. I think that might be new record for the closest.
I think so.
We've had.
I think so.
Far?
Yeah, because
it's been so long since I've seen the all rankings. I'd have to go back and look at them all. But like, I'm pretty sure that's like the closest.
I'm like skimming through my tabs right now, and I think you're right. I think that's the closest we've ever been. Yeah, no, that's the closest. The other closest I think would
That's
be
the
The Story
closest.
Begins, roughly. But yeah, no, this
Mm.
has absolutely been the closest we've been. Like I said, this album is like mini album is one of my favorite mini albums. Fancy You mini album is just too good. Like you really can't go wrong
Yeah.
with any of the songs. Even Girls Like Us. Girls Like Us is just number 6 because the other 5 other songs I just connect a little bit more and want to re-listen to because there's like little maybe different
Yeah.
instrumental pieces or
That's
vocal
literally
pieces.
that's it.
That's it.
Like, that's literally it. It's not that Girls Like Us is like, "Oh, this song just sucks." It's just like, it is a good song,
Hmm.
but then you have songs on this album like Strawberry and Heart or Fancy, and it's like, they just completely outshine it for me, at
Yeah.
least.
Even like turn
So,
it up with
that's
that
why
funky bass beat. Like,
yeah, exactly. But, I think this is, like, the first time we've done a ranking where we're not like,
at
"Why
each
would you
other's
do
throats
that?"
and be like, why? Why? Or making
What's wrong with
faces.
you?
I was
Yeah.
trying so hard not to make a face as you were going through, and you're like, Girls Like Us. I was like, oh, yeah, really interesting. And then you were like stuck in my head. I was like,
Interesting too.
fabulous. Okay, good. All right. And then you were like, turn it up. And I was like, interesting. I was like,
Oh, okay, this is getting weird
oh
now.
my word, this is getting weird. I was like, did you see my document? Did I share it with you or something? What happened here?
You're like, "Did I leave? Did I leave? What did I do?"
What happened? I'm excited for next week because you guys will see another video next week because you will see like the same outfits here because we just decided we're gonna
Promise
do this.
we're not
Yeah.
promise we're not just wearing coincidentally the same outfit for, like, the next couple weeks.
Yeah. We are
It's just
just
we're filming
them
them
all.
all in one day. We're just doing it separately
Yeah.
so it can, one, because it's easier, but also so we can have it for a bit more period of time.
Yeah.
So we
Gives
can
us a
get
little
chance
break
to
in
do other
between too.
albums.
So, because we do talk a lot, like it's been like 40 minutes already for just one mini album. And so if we had done 2 mini albums in the same thing, we would be at like an hour and a half. So it's just easier for us to do it in like smaller
Yeah.
little things. So
Yeah. And
but-
if you do think we talk a lot on the mini albums,
just wait.
Lord help when we get to the full albums.
Oh my word. That we'll have to put a disclaimer on the bottom, be like
this will be like 5 hours long.
grab your
Peace out.
drink,
Be
grab
ready.
your snack, get comfy, guys, because we're gonna be talking for a couple hours here. We're gonna have to really like that. Those
Literally.
ones we'll have to plan out because I know for a fact that you and I are gonna have some things to say on some of those full albums because they're some of my favorite albums are coming up. So I have some thoughts.
Literally, same for me too. So
I'm excited.
we are literally on the cusp now of leaving Twice as Cute era.
Yeah.
Like, Feel Special is kind of the last of it.
Yep.
I think there's the debate all the time of like, when does Twice mature era start? People say Feel Special. People say More and More. People even say not until I Can't Stop Me. People say that's when it started.
Yeah.
Personally, for me, I've always said More and More is when I feel like the shift
I agree with
happens.
you. I agree with you.
Feel Special as a title track is like, obviously that is a very mature message and all.
Mhm.
Like, no doubt about it. But the actual, album is still got that cutesy sound from
Mhm.
Twice. So I've always said like, I think More and More is like the mature era onwards for Twice.
I do agree with you. I think, and we are going to be getting into Danger Zone coming up because we have not only like vocal level ups that we're going to be entering into because I feel like a lot of them start really like shining in the back albums. But we also just have like the visual level up as well, where it just becomes like more danger. They're like, yeah, we're adults now. Danger, activate. You're like,
You're like, we're all even more hot now, and you're like,
okay. Oh god. Yeah. So it's gonna be a time. It's gonna be a time. But next Tuesday, hopefully, fingers crossed. I should have everything edited, so it should be next Tuesday. We will be back with the Feel Special mini album. So be on the lookout. Make sure that you not only follow Maisie, but feel free to subscribe, hit the like button, share the video. We'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys. You all have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll catch you on the next one.